Hello everyone, I am Siti Nurjana and I'll be presenting the Introduction and Identify Problem sections of our school improvement plan. Let's begin with a bit of context. The school we are focusing on is a small rural school located approximately 70 kilometers from the city and 5 kilometers from the nearest town. It has just 60 students and 17 teachers, which creates a close-knit community. But it also means that this school has limited access to resources and opportunities. The purpose of this report is to identify a critical issue that is affecting students in a school and propose practical solutions to help create a more effective and supportive learning environment. After discussion, our group chose to focus on a major challenge, which is low English language proficiency. English plays a crucial role in a school system. It's not just a subject on its own, it's also the language used to teach many other subjects, such as science, mathematics, and technology. When students struggle with English, it affects their understanding of lessons, their participation in class, and their overall academic success. It can even limit their future educational and career opportunities. To understand these problems more clearly and respond effectively, we use sociological perspectives. This allows us to look beyond individual student performance and explore the social and cultural factors that contribute to learning a challenge in a rural school setting. Now, let's move on to the identified problem, which is low English language proficiency among students. This issue has a serious impact on academic performance, especially because many core subjects are taught in English. When students struggle to understand the language, they also struggle to understand the content of those subjects. As a result, they often fall behind their peers. In addition to academic challenge, students with low English proficiency often experience low confidence. They may feel excluded in class discussions, hesitate to ask questions, and become less motivated to participate in learning activities. We identify several root causes of these problems. First, students have very limited exposure to English in their homes and communities because English is not commonly spoken outside of the classroom. Second, there's a shortage of trained English teachers in the school. Without skilled language instructors, it's difficult for students to build strong English foundations. And third, the school has limited access to English reading materials, speaking activities, and other learning tools that could help students practice and improve. This problem is especially critical in rural schools because if this challenge continues, students will remain at a long-term disadvantage, not only in their academics but also in their personal growth and future opportunities. To understand this issue more deeply, we use two sociological theories, which is Bourdieu's theory of cultural capital and the labeling theory. First, Bourdieu's theory of cultural capital helps us understand how students from rural or lower income backgrounds often lack the language, exposure, and cultural experience that schools assume all students have. These students are not less intelligent, they simply don't have the same starting point as others. Without support, they remain at a disadvantage through no fault of their own. Second, we consider the labeling theory. This theory explains how students who are repeatedly labeled as weak or slow may begin to internalize those labels. Over time, this can lead to low self-esteem, lack of motivation, and even withdrawal from schoolwork. By applying these two theories, we see that the issue is not only academic, but also deeply social and psychological. This perspective is important because it reminds us that students' challenges are shaped by their environment and that targeted supportive intervention are necessary to help them success. Thank you for listening to my part of the presentation. I'll now pass it to my friend who will explain the intervention strategies we have designed to address this issue.
For this slide, I will explain the root cause of low English proficiency, its effect on teaching and learning, and some related sociological theories. Firstly, most students speak Bahasa Melayu or local dialect at home. They limit their exposure to English outside of school. The school also face challenges like lack of English reading materials and poor internet access. This makes it harder for students to practice the language. Many parents have a low education level and are unable to support their children with English. Some teachers may not be trained in interactive or engaging methods, which affect student interest in learning English. This issue leads to poor reading, writing, and comprehension skills. Students often feel shy or afraid to speak in class, and this reduces participation. Over time, this can widen the learning gap and limit future opportunities for these students. Two sociological theories help explain the problems. First, Bourdieu theory of cultural capital show that rural students may lack the resources and exposure needed to success in English, which create inequality. Second, the labeling theory suggests that when students are labeled as weak in English, they may start to believe it. This lowers their confidence and motivation. For this slide, I will explain how we plan to assess and evaluate the success of English proficiency improvement strategies. First, we will use pre and post tests to measure student progress in English skills such as reading, writing, and vocabulary. We will use student portfolio and journal to track their learning journey, writing tasks, and reflections over time. Teachers will conduct classroom observations using checklists to see how students participate and use English in real situations. In addition, we will collect feedback through survey and interviews with students, teachers, and parents to understand the expressions and suggestions. To measure success, we will look at several key indicators. These include highest English test scores, which show academic improvements. We will also expect to see better class participations and more confidence when using English. Another side of success is positive feedback from teachers about student progress and engagements. Lastly, we hope to see active community involvement, such as parents and community members joining reading programs and supporting students at home. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Siti Nuraziba binti Ali Akbar and my metric number is MS241031833. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about Prof's intervention strategies. So I make a three-step strategy. The first one is English language immersion program. The school will hold a program that are related to English language immersions called English Funds that will happen once a week, especially every Friday, where the teachers who teach English will conduct an activity for all students such as English board game, debates, performance, quiz, and many more. This is because the teachers want to expose the students about English language and improving their knowledge about grammar, vocabulary, and correct pronunciations. Furthermore, through this program, they can learn while playing and change their perceptions about English subject, which is fun and not boring to learn. And strategy number 2 is teacher professional development. Studies show that language teachers teaching in a rural area face many problems due to a lack of professional manpower, resources, and teaching materials. Other that, facility as well as their skills in managing classes also become a part of the problems. And to address this issue, teachers who teach English subject need to attend seminar or skill courses to train and enhance their skills in acquiring new knowledge. This effort is aimed at diversifying methods and technique of teaching because right now we are facing the wave of modernizations. So the use of AI in learning is widely adopted, such as ChatGPT, Quiz, Kahoot, Canva, and many more. Therefore, being a teacher is not an easy task for everybody because you need to be creative and attract your students' interest in learning. In addition, teachers also need to be aware and apply the use of AI or technology in their teaching method according to the time so as not to be left behind. Okay, so moving on the next slide, which is implementations plan. So as you guys could see here, I already make a timetable that have a strategy, activity, stakeholder, timeline, challenge, and solution. So as you can see, the first one is English immersion program called English Fun. So the activity is English board, games, debate, performance, and quiz. And the stakeholder is English teachers, principal, and student. The timeline will start at month 1, and the challenge is lack of confidence when they try to talk or speak in English. And the solution is using game in English language teaching techniques so that they do not feel stressed and shy. Besides that, they can still have fun while trying to learning about English subject. Okay, moving to the timetable number 2, which is teacher professional development. And the activity is attend seminar or skill courses. And the stakeholder is English teachers and principals. And the timeline will be month 1 and 6. So the challenge here is the rejections of the teachers due to some teachers being busy and the increasing workload. So the solution is the principal need to award the excellent teachers when the teacher has attended many seminars and courses to provide motivations and encouragements. And the last one is next strategy is make a program called Parents as Partner in English Learning, PPEL, and Family English Day. So the activity is teacher will provide exercise and homework that require the involvement of parents and children. And there's a game such as storytelling, quiz, lucky draw, and sharing sessions to support the program PPEL. And the stakeholder is parents community, students, teachers, and principals. And the timeline will be month 2 until 6. And the challenge is parents are sometimes busy and cannot be participate. So to handle this problem, or the solution is giving certificates of appreciations to the parents who attend and make a lucky draw in a high price such as cars, washing machines, and electronic goods, and other to capture their interest or parents' interest.
Good day, everyone. Improving English in rural school is about more than language. It's about giving students access to opportunity and confidence in a global world. Our plan introduces three key strategies: English language immersion (ALIP), fun, low-pressure ways for students to use English, teacher capacity building, training teachers with better tools and methods, community engagement involving parents and local leaders in English activities. This approach boosts student confidence, teacher professionalism, and community support. They also promote equity by helping rural students compete fairly. Of course, there are challenges, limited resources, sustainability, and resistance to change, but with teamwork and flexibility, the plan is realistic and scalable. In short, strong language skills lead to better learning, better future, and stronger school communities. With consistent effort, even small rural schools can thrive. Thank you.